Okay. So hey, frustrated today, and I'm gonna tell you why. And this might not seem like a big deal to y'all, but to me, huge deal. Um, Motherfuckers don't know how to talk. People don't know how to talk. What do I mean, Gian? What do you mean by that? I'm gonna tell you. Um, People don't know how to have conversations, and it's making me um I could I could end someone's life. I wouldn't want to at all, but I could. Nothing infuriates me more than someone who doesn't play ping pong with you. Do you know what I mean by that? Now, I get it the worst cuz I live in LA where no one gives a fuck about what you're talking about. If you ain't riding a horse during conversation, if you ain't doing backflips while juggling bowling pins, while you telling somebody about a new job that you might take, they are not listening to you. And I know that you could think, maybe Gian, you're not interesting. But these videos, right? Like you're watching these videos and you are watching the entire time because oh, if you're not, right? I'm not saying that I'm the most interesting person, but at least hang on during the conversation, you know what I mean? For example, I was talking to somebody today and we were having a conversation about betting. Every so often I'll put a little bit of money on some football games. Do I win? I'll address that in another video. We're talking about football games, and he comes up. Wait a minute. We weren't even talking about anything. I was standing there staring off into space. And that's another thing too. If you anytime that you're a little reserved, people feel like they can just walk up to you and it's fair game on the conversation because nothing was going on. But what about my space? What about me enjoying my brain? That's something that's allowed. And I think people don't understand how fun that could be because they can't have fun in their own head. Does that make sense? Like I feel like LA is full of people that need uber stimulation. Coachella, a new coffee shop with oat milk. They need that to stay alive. I think that if you stripped away anything entertaining externally, population would drop by 37%, 37.6%. So anyway, I'm standing there thinking about, I don't know, thinking about more sleep probably. And somebody walks up to me, my friend walks up to me and he's like, bruh, I had a 7-team football parlay. Parlay is when you bet on multiple sports games. You can put like $10 in. If all the games win, you could get like, I don't know, like $5,000. He's like, bro, I bet on a 7-team parlay. Oh my God. I hit 6 of the games and it was down to the last game. I've been alive. I've been alive for 30 plus years. And I've had many of conversations because that's what you do. I know what you're about to say. Right? The last one, it didn't work out because you're not good at telling stories. You built it up, bruh, right? I already see that you're not feeling good, right? You're super evaluated, and I'm already a little bit pissed because you ruined my thoughts about Space Ghost. And I'm sitting here and I'm faking interested for you. I'm doing this for you, right? And you build it up and you build it up and you build it up. You're building it up too much. I know what's about to happen, right? And I let you do it. And then he drops the bomb. But the seventh one, man, it didn't hit. I know that. What do? Damn, that's crazy. I have a decision right now. Do I dip out of the conversation? Do I talk about something else? Do I go on my phone, act like something just came up? I'm a nice guy. I go to tell him the story about my parlay. I had a similar situation happen. I hit like 6 of the games. The last one didn't hit. I go to start telling him. He turns away. He goes, oh, that's crazy. Anyways, I didn't even finish. The rage in my body. Ungodlike. Because in LA, people have the attention spans of, they're just non-existent. And I know that you heard that, people ain't listening. They're like waiting for their turn to talk. I think it's beyond that. I think it's like they are not only waiting for their turn to talk, but trying to create the most interesting scenarios in their mind just so they could like be interesting. And they're not even waiting to see how you're going to react to it. I've had thousands of conversations because I'm in a business where you got to talk to people. You got to talk to people or you're. And I've faked my way through so many conversations and nobody knows. And I don't even think it's because I don't know. I don't know actually, which brings me back to my point. People ain't even like, they're not even like present enough to see if you're even interested. Like people are just sitting there while you're talking for the 2 seconds that you get to talk. They're thinking about the most creative, elaborate thing to say just to be interesting. They don't even care if it lands on you. They don't care if you heard it. There's been so many times where I go to respond and I'm like, oh yeah. And they just like fire off another sentence. And it's like, there's no way you're this excited about what you're talking about that you're just like not seeing how it lands. That's kind of insane. That's a little insane to me. And I'm not saying that I'm the most interesting person in the world. I barely be talking as it is. But if you're talking to me about bread or about gluten or about the weather or about Bitcoin, and not in a way that like you have special intel on Bitcoin. Like everyone knows what to do with it. If you're talking to me about those things, I'm allowed to buy a house. During the conversation, I'm allowed to buy a house, get my kitchen remodeled, go to Ralph's, buy chicken, breadcrumbs, egg, cream, pasta sauce, buy those, come back to my house, go into my newly remodeled kitchen, bread the chicken cutlet, fry the cutlet, boil the noodles, heat up the sauce, put everything together, eat the chicken parm, take a shower, and go to bed. I'm allowed to do that. If you are going to talk to me about the weather, and here's the thing, I would be able to put up with the nonsense if I were able to get a word out, because I'm fair. I'm a fair dude. But people ain't willing to give you that because they just want to hear their nonsense. And I can't, there's no way I'm the only one that feels this way. There's no way. If you don't feel this way, you might want to switch up how you be talking to people. But if you're going to do that, I'm allowed to do anything else. If you're talking to me about bike tires and how, you spent 45 minutes with your girlfriend trying to figure out why your inner tube is not working on your mountain bike that you bought off Craigslist, I'm allowed to do that. Because I'm not getting anything out of the other end. You don't care about what I got to say. You're not listening. And unless I'm loading, taking apart, and re-putting together a musket, you ain't going to pay attention anyway.